I'll never forget this day.
Hello everybody and welcome to the final ESEA main match of the season for Team Make Your Destiny. Tonight we are playing against Anonymo Academy, the Polish organisation powerhouse. Of course this is their academy team, not up to the standard of the main roster, and I think Make Your Destiny have a real good chance to take this one. They're going to be able to put themselves on 10-4 in ESEA main if they win this game. And Anonymo Academy right now, they're sitting on a record of 5-8. Make Your Destiny, they've had an amazing season. The same can't really be said for this academy roster. Both teams' final match, as I said. And Anonymo, really, they're just playing to hold their position in main. They can't go down, but they can't go up. So really, not really much to play for Anonymo Academy. Make Your Destiny have already secured playoffs, but another win for them would put them in a great position in the playoffs. They would give them a great seed and give them an even better chance to get that ESEA advanced promotion that they so direly want. So, looking at the map, we have got Inferno here. We have got almost all the players readied up, I can see. And Anonymo have played Inferno 4 times already this season, but they've only won it once. They've taken a couple 16-7 losses on it. So I don't think they're going to be feeling too confident. Make Your Destiny, on the other hand, they've played it 3 times and won it twice out of 3. So I think that they are definitely the better team in this matchup, and they're going to be feeling confident going into it. Now, without any more hesitation, people, we will get into the game. I will get the game sound on, and I will get the screen switched over. We are just waiting for one player on the side of Anonymo Academy. Once he readies up, then we will be good to go here, folks. It's just the coach, in fact. Wenek, he's the one slowing everything down, and he's got about 3 minutes before the game actually gets started, whether or not he readies. So I'm sure we won't be waiting too long. If you have made it in so far, thank you for joining us this evening. Welcome, welcome in. This is going to be a really exciting game and a really, really important game as well for the French side. Go and get yourselves a quick drink, maybe a bite to eat, so you don't have to go anywhere during the match. As I always say, you do not want to miss anything during this one. It's going to come thick and fast. But yes, I digress. We wait for Wenek, the coach of the Anonymo Academy, to ready up. And when he has done so, we'll be underway with the knife round. Of course, this is ESEA, so there's no vetoes really. Both teams do get the chance to veto 3 maps, but out of the maps that are left over in the map pool, it gets picked randomly. Inferno is a great one. Everybody knows Inferno. Every single team plays Inferno. There's hardly any permabans for this map. I imagine Anonymo would have put in a lot of work on the map since the last time they played it. Of course, as I said, they've only won it once and they've played it 4 times. So if they want to take this one against the French powerhouse of Make Your Destiny, they're going to need to put in some considerable work and make some good changes to their team play, that's for sure. We've seen Make Your Destiny be dominant all season long. Recently, the last 2 matches they've played have been on Dust 2, and they've absolutely wiped the floor with the teams that they've been playing against. So they are coming in hot. They're coming in off of a couple wins in a row, and they're looking to continue it here into the end of the season. Now, going forward into playoffs, I'm not quite familiar with the way that the main playoffs works, but I believe that it's best of 3, and they have to win 2 best of 3s at minimum to go forward into ESEA Advanced. Definitely going to be a tough matchup, whoever they come against in the first round of the playoffs brackets. But here we go here, folks. We are live with the 9th round. Of course, Inferno, bit of a CT dominant map these days. It is becoming a little bit more T-sided, but I expect to see a bit of like a 9-6 half is sort of the expected on a CT side. Trades going down. So far, it's all yellow in the kill feed. Razor tried his best, but unable to get much done. And it, excuse me, will be the side of Anonymo Academy taking the 9th round. They get their choice of side. And they have in fact switched to the CT side as expected. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the final game in the ESEA main regular season. Make Your Destiny. They win this one, they go 10-4, and they have such an incredible shot at getting advanced next season. Early on, we can see 2 players here with utility, Razor and Razan. They've got Molotovs, they've got 2 smokes and 2 flashes. Let's see how they play the early stages of this round out. They've gone for an early head stack at the bottom of Banana, perhaps expecting a bit of a CT aggression, but it's not coming their way for now. Majority of the CT side is stacked up towards A, and number 4, Main, he's got a very, very forward position towards the apartments. He will be the man to take the first contact, and Razmo hits the ground. Man advantage for the CT side, and now the call for Make Your Destiny is we need to hit B. We've lost the original player. Let's just execute, do our best. So, in come the 2 smokes. In goes the Molotov. Flashes are in. We've got 1 player close to the smoke. He's rotated already over to B. But the entries are coming in for the C side. And they've got the bomb site. Very well played on the trades there by Make Your Destiny. Now 2 versus 3 retake. A kit has been dropped by the CT side, but they're going to have to collect it if they want to get back into this one. Chaos is going to go down, leaving just Main. Jazz is going for the ace in this round. I didn't even notice 4 kills for Jazz, and it looks like he's going to be able to pick up the 5th. And that's exactly what you want to see from the man. 5 kills on the board, and he is looking hot to start off this game. The CT side of Anonymo, they are going to force up into this one. They don't want to let themselves go 2-0 down early. They have a good shot. Of course, they're only against the MAC-10s and a couple Galils. And it's important for Make Your Destiny to make sure that they do not lose any players without trades here. These rounds can really get away from you quickly if you make some minor mistakes. Oh, a lot of nade damage being dealt onto Jazz, but at least they've cleared out the close B positions for now. CT smoke has been dropped to delay any push, and Razmo's utility is here to try and bait some rotations and deny information towards middle. You've got Razan deep in the apartments. He'll be the man to hit the deck first. Hype rips his face clean off. And now the CT side, they've seen only 1 player towards A and a lot of noise. They're going to be expecting A here. The first man on the bomb site goes peeking out. Warp hits the ground. And now there's only 1 player here. He's hiding behind the new box. He's got to be good for 2 at least. And he's not even good for 1. Jazz puts his 6th kill off the game on the board. And now the bomb Oh, it's been left behind at the bottom of Banana, in fact. Make Your Destiny have to go back together to pick this one up. And Chaos is hearing this right now. He's going to deal with Real as he flies out into the open. Perhaps they were gambling that all the CTs had rotated already. I'm not quite sure what they got into middle there, but Rasmo's traded him out. He's able to get the bomb and get away with his life only just. 3 versus 2 advantage for the T side. But look at the HP on Jazz. Look at the HP on Rasmo. With 9 seconds left on the clock, the bomb will go down. And the remaining players on the CT side, they're not going to even bother trying this round. They're going to save the guns that they've got, and they'll be able to do some decent economy damage in the next round if they're able to pick up a couple of kills with them. After all, they will be on the full save going forward. So you'd expect Make Your Destiny to go up on a 3-0 start here early on Inferno. And that's a great start. The T side of Inferno, not really the favoured one, but if you can put up a lot of rounds on it, you put yourself in a great, great position. The bomb will explode and those 2 guns will be saved. Main has armor as well. That's a little bit of a bonus for him. We've got a couple of upgraded pistols. We've got some utility on Warp. But really, the CT side are just looking for damage in a round like this. Of course, if they can pick up the round, it would be a bit of a thievery. Ooh, flash in from the CT side, and Razor's taking contact. One player hits the ground, and a second man spotted out. There is one more player. The saved rifle boosted in CT. But look at the positioning of Make Your Destiny. They're all grouped up towards middle here. And they've got that control for the time being. Brackets uncontested by the CT side. Got number 5. That's Chaos on the bomb site. And the saved scout in hype goes peeking out into long. He'll hit the ground. They will expect one more player towards A. And they found him anyway. Real going hunting. And he's found that saved Galil. So much money being made by these MAC-10s in the round. And a really, really great start for Make Your Destiny in this game. Just Maester now. He's in a 1-on-5. But realistically, he's not going to get anything done. Maybe 1 kill. And indeed he does. But X-Real trades him out. Welcome into the game, everybody, if you've just joined us. A great, great start for Make Your Destiny. And now the guns will come out at this stage. Round number 4 after all. The AWP on the back of hype is going to have a lot to do. The CT AWP so crucial on Inferno. Early CT lean towards the short side of the map. And number 4 in main. Oh, the double nades, excuse me. X-Real takes 2 to the feet. And he's lost a lot of HP early on. So much aggression from the T side here. They've pushed both A and B. And the trade not gonna come in for them as that first player in Rasmo goes down. As I said, the AWP is so crucial on the CT side of Inferno. And he will be the first man to strike. Make Your Destiny do have a lot of map control. They know that they have control of middle. Jazz is here making sure that nobody can retake car for free. And perhaps a B split on the cards right now for the French side. The re-smoke is going to delay any sort of push from Jazz. But Razor's traded out the 3rd man. That's the long rotator down. How do they pivot here? It looks like they're going to split B after all. They picked up the 2nd man. They were going to be aware that there's only one more player towards B, and he's been spotted out as well. Position now known. He's good for 1, but traded through the smoke by Razor. 3 kills in the round for the main man right now. And the bomb will go down at this stage. Both CTs grouped up towards Banana. And in fact, the save call has been made. Make Your Destiny. They kick this one off with a 4-0 lead. They're going to be chuffed right now with the position that they're in, and such an amazing start on a map like Inferno on the T side. Now, with the money that all of these players on Make Your Destiny have in the back pocket, look at Razor and Jazz. 7.4 for Jazz, 6.2 for Razor. X-Real's got plenty as well. And Razmo, he's not going to be poor, that's for sure. Razin will need a drop. Oh, perhaps not after all. He's got 4.8 in the back pocket, enough for an AK armor and some utility. And maybe we'll see an AWP come out for the T side. Or perhaps Make Your Destiny don't want to waste their money. And in fact, that is the case. Look, they've got 3 AKs. Oh, excuse me, they're on the T side. Of course they've got 3 AKs. That's a silly comment to make. But with the 2 saved M4s, it means that they've saved a lot of cash. They haven't had to reinvest in those rifles. Razmo laying down some early utility towards the short side. That's going to stop any CTs from being able to pressure into the gap area. But banana control has been taken by Anonymo Academy. 5 players grouped up, 4 towards the apartments. And the setup right now, perhaps not in a position to deal with it. The flashes are coming in. Main in the pit, it will strike first. He's looking for a second man, but he can't find him. Trades are good right now for the T side. Just one more player on the CT, and he's conceded the bomb site. The AWP locked out behind that long smoke. 3 versus 3. The CT side have kits in play after all. They saved the guns in the previous. Smoke in to block that line of sight towards pit. A Molotov's going to force anyone off of the bomb site. And in come the flashes. The positioning needs to be good. The trades need to be better. And Anonymo, they have called the save once again. Not confident in their ability to retake the A bomb site. And they're going to concede a 5th round. After all, if they went for it and they didn't manage to get it, they would lose all the rifles and then wouldn't be able to buy up in a round like this. But because that they've saved, they're going to be able to throw some guns over to their teammates and will be able to get a pretty solid buyout here in round number 6. Again, early nade utility towards Banana. X-Real has taken a chunk of damage, but only one of the nades hit this time round, not both. Ooh, very aggressive towards the top of car right now. Make Your Destiny. They look like they want to take these fights immediately onto these 2 CTs, but they're both facing the smoke right now. Some spam damage getting traded, 1 for 1 so far, and this lone B player, he's on an island. He needs some support. He can't hold this bomb site all alone, and in fact, he knows it. Jazz is going to get the deep CT smoke out and feed into him. He will take him down, and that's be completely in control of the T side. We're having some FPS issues here right now, but I'm sure they'll sort themselves out. Even more kills for the Make Your Destiny side. So far, they have been really dominant here on Inferno, and it's been the story of the end of their season. They've really shown up. They've come to play every single game that I have casted recently. And it really is a pleasure to watch these guys work. I've seen them play a map of Dust 2 where things didn't go in their favour. And then the next time we saw them play Dust, it was so clear that they had made amazing improvements to their strategy. Their team play was fixed. Their utility usage was much better. These guys work very hard in their practice, and it is very clear. Hype won't be able to save the AWP. Razor will take him down, and Make Your Destiny, they put their 6th round on the board. A pause coming in for the CT side at this stage. They have to make a decision. Do we want to buy in this one, or do we want to half and buy up in the next? And because of the fact that Inferno is such a utility-driven map, every smoke is useful. Every Molotov is crucial. I would assume they'll go for a half buy here. If they force up, they're not going to have the utility that they need to win the round confidently. A double pause coming in for Anonymo Academy. They want to make sure that they are very, very clear. And in fact, the buy has been called. They're going to throw some cash around. The AWP being dropped to Chaos. That was Warp with the 6 grand, has thrown that one over. And the rest of the players look to get out what they can. Mace's on the MP9. Main will do just fine. The MP9 on Mace, he's the only one really with good utility. There is only 3 smokes in this round for all the CT side. 3 Molotovs. And you've got to think about it. The smoke grenade on Inferno is probably the most useful piece of utility, I would argue, because of the fact you get 1 minute 55 as the round starts, and each smoke grenade you drop can block off an entire lane on this map for 18 seconds. That is a long time. But with only 3 smokes, that's only a combined 54 seconds. That's still another whole minute of the round that they need to defend bomb sites with. They need to make sure that these smokes are used efficiently and effectively, because if not, they're not going to be able to do much with this round. We're still in a pause for the time being. Let's have a quick look at the scoreboard. Razor with an 8-1 start. Jazz is 7-1, of course, picking up the ace in the pistol round. And the rest of the boys, they're doing just fine. Everyone's chipping in, no problem whatsoever. Warp, he's having a bit of a rough start, 0-5. But the kills are coming in for the Anonymo Academy, it seems. They're not missing their opportunities. The team play and the trading just isn't quite there just yet. Warp, although no kills, has done plenty of utility damage over towards Banana. The rest of the Make Your Destiny boys, look at that. 120 ADR for Razor. He has been putting in work so far here. Everybody showed up to play today. Yeah, the potential 16-0 on the cards, that's for sure. I'd love to see it come through. They've had such a dominant start on Inferno. And I mean, 6-0. And look at how much money they have in the back pocket, like Razor and Jazz again. They've been able to save rifles pretty much every round. They've hardly died. 1 death on both of them. But hopefully we can get this one started as soon as possible. At this point, the match has been paused for too long for it to be a tactical. This is a technical pause. Let's have a look at the ping. No ping problems on either team by the looks of the scoreboard. So I wonder what the issue is. Perhaps a bit of a TeamSpeak or a Discord problem, or maybe some FPS issues. But I hope we shall not be waiting too long. Unfortunate that we get a pause at this stage. Make Your Destiny, they don't want to lose all of their momentum. They are feeling so confident right now. And if you throw in a technical pause like this at this stage, you kind of sit around doing nothing for like 5 minutes. You begin to get a little bit cold. Maybe your thought processes don't become as clear. And maybe you start to overthink what you've been doing. There is a maximum of 5 minutes allowed for teams in ESEA main if they have a technical issue. So we know that for certain we will not be waiting any longer than that. Hopefully, we won't be waiting that long at all. But I think about 2 minutes have passed already. And there we have it. The pause has been cancelled. And we'll be getting into round number 7 right away here, people. Anonymo Academy, I can already see one player on their side lining up that early mid-smoke. And that is going to allow them to apply some feigned pressure. Oh, a Molotov is burning down the players on the T side right now. That nade narrowly missing the 2 players at the top of car. And there's 3 CTs leaning towards B. That double nade's going to land right at the feet of Warp, and he's been chipped down to half health already. X-Real, he's taken plenty of damage back his way as well. Still, 3 players leaning B. They're going to come in for a bit of a retake car setup here, but the Molotov's going to force Warp out. He'll get shot down by Jazz. 8 kill on the board for the man. And another kill went down elsewhere towards A. That's where the bomb's going right now. And it's only Main, all by his lonesome in apartments right now. They're going to consider the idea that he's in here right now. He peeks out and he gets immediately traded by X-Real. Jazz lurking over towards B. Takes down Maystar, leaving just Chaos in a 1 versus 3. No kit on his back, but an AK picked up. He's going to want to save this rifle going forward. The money for Anonymo Academy has been trash all game long so far, and Razan's going to take him out in the end anyway. Razor with 14,000. No T-side AWP. Oh, excuse me. Razor buys it up. So we've got the AWP in play now for Make Your Destiny, and the CT side here, they've got no choice but to go down onto the half-buy. 5 HE grenades brought up for them though, and a lot of bodies headed towards Banana early on to see if they can get any damage laid down with this. Not quite. Jazz and Razor, they were already ahead of the nades, and the bomb's fast out middle here. Razan takes the first fight. Chaos will trade him back. Oh, this is getting a bit sketchy towards long now. The trades are going in favour of Anonymo. And number 8, Jazz, is split up from Razor. If he walks into this angle of Warp, it would have been an incredibly tough round for Razor. But now we are still in play here, folks. Still a great chance for Make Your Destiny to get themselves back into this one. Razor's position is known, and he decides to switch out to the AK-47. Better in a situation like this than an AWP is. Razor's hearing all these steps, and he creeps through the smoke at the perfect time. Chaos caught with his pants down. And Make Your Destiny, they make it work. They go down 3-5. They lose 2 players early on without trades. Or excuse me, I think it was a 3 versus 2 at one point in the end after all the bodies hit the ground. But it doesn't matter. They're able to even the odds and keep their perfect game going. Early aggression from the CT side towards middle, but he's been spotted out, and the AWP now known. Look how much damage has been dealt by the CT side of Anonymo Academy, excuse me, onto the French side. Jazz already on half health, Razor as well, and X-Real's taken a decent chunk of damage too. This utility is going to allow Anonymo Academy to retake the top of Banana safely, but the nades are perfectly timed as Maester takes one to the face. He's down on half health. Jazz will be the first player to hit the ground in round number 9. Make Your Destiny have had no problems gaining their man disadvantages back in previous rounds. Let's see how they choose to pivot here. They have brackets control, and based off of the positioning of the CT side, you can tell that they're expecting an A play. After all, they do have all that banana control. They're going to be well aware that nobody is there. And no noise made by the T side except utility being dropped. Hype. He's going to hit the shot onto Razan. And oh, X-Real's position's now known. He's got the help of a teammate's flash as well. And it looks like Anonymo Academy, they're on to put their first round on the board right now. Still 4 players alive on the A side of the map. And now as Razmo and Razor come in, there's no way they're going to be expecting this. And in fact, no kills going in favour of Make Your Destiny in round number 9. Plenty of cash in the reserves though. Jazz and Razor can throw AKs around all day long. They're not worried for now. And they want to bounce back into this one. Unfortunately, the dream of the 16-0 no longer possible. But it's all right. They're still in an absolutely amazing position. That same CT smoke getting thrown by basically every single team on the CT side of Inferno these days. And it does allow you to put a lot of pressure on mid and second mid that most teams weren't able to do beforehand. Look at the positioning from Make Your Destiny early on. They've switched up their game plan and perhaps a little bit of a pace change as Razmo, he's selling this fake towards middle. The rest of the utility is about to fly into B. Warp for 2 close to the smoke and Razin trades him through it. Now, they know that they can't commit through this in this position. Meister behind it would be good for one at least spraying through. So many rotations being baited over towards B here still though. And Meister's actually given up the control that he had previously. Every single player on the CT side rotated over towards B. Make Your Destiny, there's no way that they know it, but they could just go running on back. Now the penny is dropped in the back of Anonymo Academy's mind. They're aware of the potential of it being an A play. Number 7 with Razor as well. That's Razmo and Razor. Bomb on the back of the AWP. Having a little look towards middle, making sure no CTs have aggressed. Now that they've got that info, and Razin with the entry into the B bomb site, this is suddenly very doable again for Make Your Destiny. Chaos's position's now known. Razor's not good for the trade though, and with only 8 seconds on the clock, Razmo needs to get the bomb down and he can't get it done. Anonymo Academy, they put their second round on the board. And they've broken the money of Make Your Destiny now. It took a lot of back and forth rounds, but finally they forced them onto the eco. They've got the Deagles out at least, and a little bit of utility on the back of Jazz, but as I say that, he's the first man to hit the ground. If Make Your Destiny to pick up a couple of kills in a round like this, like that one, Razmo hits the headshot onto Meister, that's a huge kill to win. And now the B bomb site is completely open, there's no CTs over there right now. Of course, Make Your Destiny, they're not going to be aware of that. They'll most likely be expecting a second player to be close. But that's not the case. Razmo's picked up the AWP that was dropped, and this could really spell disaster for Anonymo Academy. He's got that line on CT, and I don't think the CTs are in a position close enough to hear that scope. Razor, he's taken liberties out mid, and based off of that information, he's going to be aware that a long player's rotated off. Hype's going to take him down, and as the flash comes in, Chaos is good for one, Warp good for one of his own. And only 1 kill in the round for Make Your Destiny. The guns most likely will come back out now. Still, they've got 8 rounds on the board already on the T side of Inferno. This would be a great position to be in, even if they didn't win a single round for the rest of the half. Not saying that that's going to be the case. I expect them 100% to win a few more rounds this half. Perhaps a 10-5, maybe an 11-4 if they can break the money. Chaos has been forced out of middle with the early util. So no information for the CT side towards the brackets area right now. No information towards the top of Banana either. Make Your Destiny have burst into brackets. Chaos and Warp. The dynamic duo, perhaps one player towards the archway and one player towards the long cubby. They're going to try and play off one another here. Oh, X-Real's taking a fair amount of damage through that smoke, but in fact, not too risky. And absolutely no steps being made by the Make Your Destiny side. Perfectly timed peek from Razmo's going to deal with the AWP of Hype. And there's one more man here. Razmo expects him and takes him down. 2 to open up the round for Razmo. But as I say that, all the trades are going back in favour of the CT side. 2 versus 2, make that 2 versus 1 now. And the bomb drop towards long will get picked up by Jazz. Meister in a 1-on-2. He's got the kit on his back and plenty of time to work with here as he edges in. Oh, Jazz takes the fight and does go down, leaving just Razmo here. He's got all the information he could possibly need. Meister taps onto the bomb. He's not expecting the reposition of Razmo, and he's been absolutely outplayed. 3 in the round for Razmo, and they were such huge kills. He's got the 2 entry frags into the round and then wins out the 1v1 in the end. The hero of round number 12 is Razmo. The guns do come back out though for the CT side. They did have plenty in the reserves after winning 3 in a row. Meister again. He's eating a lot of nade damage so far in this game. Look at this. The early walk into the B bomb site and the CTs, they're just about getting into position. Warp's going to be the man to hit the ground first. And Mace has got no choice but to dump utility in the back of the site. He's got to stay alive here. He's got to delay these Ps. And he's good for 1, not 2 though. Razmo's going to deal with the first man in hype as he comes down middle. And Main's going to trade him out. 2 versus 3 retake. There is a kit in play. Plenty of utility in the CT's hands. But do they want to go for this? If they do, and they don't get the round, then they will not be able to buy up in the next. A Molotov towards the new box is going to force Razan into a different position. But he's got utility of his own to delay them. A good peek from Razan's going to deal with Main, leaving just Chaos in the 1-on-3. Good for 2, but these are just consolidation frags at this point. There's nothing you can do. Get on out of there, my friend.
Terrorists win.
10 rounds on the board for Make Your Destiny. As I said in the pre-game, guys, Anonymo Academy have played Inferno 4 times this season, and they have only won it once. 2 of their losses were absolute, just complete blowouts. They lost 16-7 twice. And they have bought up, in fact, with the 1 saved rifle of Chaos. They're on the MP9s. They've got a scout on the back of height. And an early aggressive setup from CTs towards middle. A flash into mid's going to allow Chaos to take the first kill in the round. X-Real hits the ground. And now they have to convert from this position with the man advantage. No pressure applied by the T side over towards Banana. And a bit of utility being dumped towards middle. Looks like Anonymo Academy are set up for this. 1 player on the balcony and 1 in the pit. They'll be able to pivot off of each other. Jazz with the 1 smoke, no flashes. The flash does come out, and the initial entry goes in favor of the T side. Make that 2 entries to the T side. Hype's now in the pit, all on his lonesome with the scout in play. And this is the shot onto Razor, and it's just Meister. Jazz picks up the rotator player in Warp. Make Your Destiny had no business winning an apps pop from that position. They were a man down, but Anonymo Academy set up not perfect, not good enough to deal with this, not good enough to trade out effectively. Meister in the 1-on-2. They've got absolutely no money in the reserves. He has to go for this. He spots the first man out and he sprays down onto Jazz in the second. The 1-on-2 for Meister. After all, the last 2 remaining Ts were on low HP. And he'll at least be able to put Anonymo's 4th on the board.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
Now, the cash situation is okay for Make Your Destiny. They've got enough to get a decent buyout here in the final round of the first half here on Inferno. 1 Deagle on the back of X-Real. Oh, and some CT aggression. Chaos sprays down 2 through the smoke. Disaster strikes for Make Your Destiny. The AWP of height, good for 1 of his own. And no, round number 15 perhaps has slipped away from Make Your Destiny here in the first 15 seconds of the round. Could Chaos be any luckier spraying down 2 Ts through the smoke? I don't know if he could. But now the call is, let's just execute B. 1 smoke in towards the coffin's going to allow Jazz to peek onto the first man in Warp. And surely Mason doesn't go through to try and trade. There's no need. concede the bomb plant. We've got the man advantage, but Jazz will spray him down through the smoke anyway. Hold on. 2v5 on the cards right now for Make Your Destiny. Hype on the AWP. He's got a bit of low health. Jazz, after all, a bit low himself. Razor will go down. Jazz 1v3. This would have to be his second ace of the map. 2 players coming into him, but they're expecting him to push out a position, and they were right in doing so. 10-5 at the half. Make Your Destiny. That is an incredible T side.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
I was going to say, let's have a quick look at the scoreboard, but as I say it, the scoreboard gets completely wiped. Because this is ESEA, guys, and in 2022, ESEA servers has still not figured out how to maintain the scoreboard between halves. Yeah, Trayborn, I agree. I'm sorry, my accent is not perfect. Trayborn. Just waiting on a couple of players to ready up on the Anonymo Academy side. I don't think they're going to be too keen to jump straight into the second half based off of how their first half has gone. They are going to have to put an absolute shift in on their team side if they want to get themselves back into this game. They'd need the pistol round at the bare minimum. Here we go. We will be live after these restarts and get ourselves back in the game. The final half of the season for Make Your Destiny in the regular season, I mean. Of course, they're headed into the playoffs whether they win this one or not. But let's be honest, guys. We all know, we all believe that Make Your Destiny are going to close this one out here, no problem at all. Early peek towards middle, and Rasmo spotted 2 players out straight away. Make that 3 players. So much information gained and a setup towards long early on. But all the players have gone up short. Makes real. He tries to peek into middle, but Warp's Lurk is here to deal with it. He'll go down. The CT's already in such a good position to retake this bomb site. 4 versus 4 as the players do come up short. X-Real strikes again. 2 players, 3 players. Make it 4 for X-Real as he drops them all on the retake. Incredible stuff. And no pistol rounds won for the side of Anonymo Academy. I'd just like to highlight the kills right now on the T side. You can see Chaos, the only player really doing anything on the Anonymo Academy side. If you look at the kills for the CT side, however, you can see every single player in Make Your Destiny is doing their job. Everyone is contributing. And Anonymo Academy have no choice but to force up. Warp misses his opportunity onto X-Real, but the trade is there. Banana control in favour of the T side for the time being. After all, they're still on low buy weapons. 3 MAC-10s and a Tech-9. Not a great position to be in. Rasmo's going to clear out the long halls of apartments, and he's got that information for now. Anonymo Academy, though, they're regrouping towards the opening of middle. Rasmo, he's taking even more information towards the long halls of apartments. He's well aware that it's completely clear for now. And he's actually spotted the players as they try to burst up short. Razor's peak is perfectly timed and he sprays down 2. Now just low HP on Chaos. He'll go down as well. And almost 4 in the round for Razor. Oh, Hype able to spray down 2, and all of a sudden this is the doable round, but Jazz's position, he's already so fast on the rotate, and he'll shut him down before the bomb even gets a chance to be planted. (12-5). Anonymo Academy. This is starting to look like an absolute whitewash. They've got no choice but to go down to the Deagles here in round number 18. And if they lose this one, as I expect them to, that'll be 3 points away from winning the game here. Razmo will strike first. I'm not sure what Main was doing running into a Molotov. Meister and Warp are already both on essentially 1 HP, but Chaos is going to answer back and level things out for now. Hype's good for one of his own as well. Now this could get interesting for Anonymo Academy. Razor's going to trade back the man advantage. He's good for 2, make it 3 as he spins onto Warp, leaving just Hype in the 1-on-3. Tries to get it down, but not possible for him. And 13 on the board. Make Your Destiny are 3 points away from going 10-4 this season in ESEA Main and guaranteeing a great seed as they go into the first round of the playoffs. The AWP is out for the T side in this round, but Razor, he's got one of his own as well. He'll strike first after all. Trades are back in favor of the T's. And oh no, this could get a little bit dangerous here. X-Real's position is so crucial, but he's missed his opportunity. They're going to be aware that the A site is open now. In fact, he's going to contest. He doesn't want to give it up for free, but now with the damage being dealt to him, he knows he needs to back away. The CTs will trade out on long, and Jazz's smoke's going to allow him to make an attempt of this retake, it seems. Molotov towards the site is going to deny the bomb plant, or at least the deep bomb plant for now. 45 seconds on the clock. Jazz has an AK and a kit in his back pocket. Definitely a winnable round for him, but with Hype on the AWP still alive, he's going to have to hit a very quick headshot onto the man. Creeping into the site, the first contact will be made, and unfortunate for Jazz, not able to get the first kill off. Anonymo Academy, they put their first T-gun round on the board. Make Your Destiny. They're going to force up right into this one. The Eagles in play. You've got a couple of M4s to work with. Let's see what Razan and X-Real choose to do with them. It looks like they're both over towards the B side of the map right now. And an early boost to check any players as they creep up towards the top of Banana. Look at X-Real's position. He's gone so aggressive, but it was so poorly timed. Unfortunate for X-Real. And Meister, aware of the fact that there's a low buy round, will throw the gun out of the map. Razan not checked for, excuse me, Razmo. He wasn't good for 1, but Razan was on the M4 and now getting spammed on through the smoke, not able to get anything else done, unfortunately. The B bomb site now in the hands of Anonymo Academy, and we expect them to put a 7th on the round, on the board, excuse me. Jazz is good for 1, and that means he's going to be able to save an AK-47 going into the next round, and that is huge, in fact. He's got armor on his back after all, so the fact that Make Your Destiny are going to have to eco in the next round isn't the biggest deal, because Jazz is going to be able to do some significant damage with this AK. He's been playing so well so far in the match. I'll have another look at the scoreboard while we have a bit. Oh, there's a fight coming his way. In fact, I think Warp making a lot of noise, not expecting him to be in the position that he's in. And Jazz making this one expensive, at least, for Anonymo Academy. 3 players on the T side are going to have to reinvest all of their cash. So, excuse me, let's have a look at the scoreboard. Still, on the T side, you can see Chaos, the only one really putting in a shift. Hype is doing his best to help him out, but Warp and Main are struggling. Again, Jazz and Razor, the 2 top performers of the squad. Everyone else around the same, kills 12 and 11. And an eco round now for Make Your Destiny. It's time for them to save the cash. Jazz is going to try and position himself as well as possible to pick up a couple of kills and make it a doable round for his squad. But at least if he was able to take 2 or 3 kills, or if overall the CT side got 2 or 3 kills, it would make it dire for the economy of Anonymo Academy. Jazz going aggressive towards middle. Rasmo's good for one as the Apsial pop comes in, and Jazz is too good for two of his own. Razor gets one on the USP, leaving just maced up in the 1-on-2, and Jazz gets his third. He shuts it all down, and the saved AK, the hero AK, gets it all done. Oh no, Anonymo Academy, you have just thrown this one away with that round, my friends. You're in a good spot to potentially make the comeback, but no longer. X-Real's early aggression, it has been spotted, but Razor will strike first. X-Real doesn't care. He's against Eagles. He wants to take these fights, and he's going to take down two. 2 versus 3 now for Anonymo Academy. And look at the CT side. They just don't care. X-Real, he wants to take all the kills. Still aggressing forwards. Make your destiny. They want to shut this one out nice and early. X-Real gets his 4th of the round. The Eco Cobra kills coming in. And it's match point for Make Your Destiny. We look like we may be having a repeat for Anonymo Academy. Another 16-7 loss for them, almost. Of course, they've got a decent buy in this round. Let's see if they can keep themselves alive. They would have to put 8 straight rounds on the board here to push it to overtime. And that is a huge, huge ask. Early aggression from X-Real. Still, the man doesn't care about a thing. He wants to force the issue. Razan knifing the wall doesn't seem too happy about that one. But in fact, Destiny, they're going to gamble on the A rotations early on. They've made the right call. Razan's positioning is perfect, and he sprays down 2. 3 for Razan, the hero of the round, and he's got to get the ace if he wants to close this one out. The smoke is good. He denies the AWP's angle for the time being. He gets out ahead of that nade. Takes down the last man in main. He's aware of the positioning of the final player. Hype in a 1-on-1. Razan's going to jump through the smoke, but the no-scope takes him down. Oh my lord. That was so close. And Anonymo do put their 8th on the round, on the board. That would have been an absurd way to win the game. Come on, at least we get a few more rounds of Counter-Strike, right guys? At least we keep it going. At least it's entertaining, huh? Another buy coming in for the CT side, and it will be Hype to strike first. Razan trades one back in return. Oh, almost 2. But Chaos's positioning is already too close to him. He does get the dink off on him. And Jazz in an aggressive position on short, wants to continue to force the issue. That smoke is going to give him away, and 4 versus 2 advantage now for Anonymo Academy. Surely, Make Your Destiny cannot come away with this one. X-Real, perhaps that is a little bit overzealous at this stage, my friend. He was gambling on the fact that they would back off to B, but unfortunately not the right call from him. It will be Anonymo Academy putting their 9th round on the board. And Chaos picks up the AWP. I suppose he's on 9 health. Kind of makes sense. Rasmo's over towards the B bomb site right now. It looks like War wants to hunt him down and take him out. And yep, the man Rasmo spotted out. Information passed over to Anonymo Academy. And at this stage, if Rasmo could get a couple of kills, maybe save an AK, we saw what Jazz was able to do with the saved AK beforehand, so that would be important if he could. Not the biggest deal in the world, if not. After all, Make Your Destiny, they are going to be on the full save round in this one and get the guns out in the next. 15-9 now. Anonymo Academy have managed to put 2 more rounds on the board than I expected. But as soon as the guns come back out for the Make Your Destiny side, I expect this one to be all done and dusted here, people. smoke and a flash from Meister towards the top of car is going to allow the T side to take some safe control of Banana here early on in round number 25. And make your destiny on the USPs. 1 P250 for Razan. They've stacked 5 players towards brackets. Very interesting angles being held here, in fact. And perhaps a flash play coming in for them. No flash. They're all just going to sprint down mid. I'm wondering if Anonymo Academy are going to hear this in time. Hype will see the first man. Razan comes wide. All the players running into a choke point here is going to be difficult for them to deal with. Now just Razmo and Jazz. USP's in hand. Razmo's going to pick up that drop P250, but unable to get anything done with it, leaving just Jazz in the 1-5. So Anonymo are able to put their 10th round on the board after all. 15-10 going into round number 26. And the guns will come back out at this stage for Make Your Destiny. Let's have a quick look at the loss bonus. Yep, 2,400 loss bonus is going to put them all above the threshold to buy up if they so wish. Razor has saved enough money to get the AWP out as well. But the utility is not going to be amazing for the CT side. Ooh. Jazz gets the double dink onto Warp, but unfortunately not able to close out the kill. And here we go. I wonder, do Make Your Destiny go for the full force at this stage? Or do they half buy up and get a solid one out in the next? Nope, they're going for it here, people. Plenty of utility on Razan. X-Real's got some good stuff as well. 4 smokes, a couple of Molotovs to work with. That's good enough. 3 players on the CT side headed towards shore early on. In fact, it's a double apartments push coming. But the T side early on, not leaning to this side of the map. They've taken top car control and a flashed peek coming in. Razan will take the first kill of the round, the second kill of the round, in fact. Razor, he's got no bodies coming his way as he backs away from the apartments. So much information gained by Make Your Destiny. They've got top car control. They've got 2-man advantage, and they have to convert from this position. Razor misses his opportunity on main in the apartment, but that's a lot of information gained as the potential ideas of Anonymo Academy at this stage in the round. 1:05 on the clock, and the 3rd player hits the ground for Anonymo Academy. Number 1 on the radar, that's X-Real. He's still peaking, he's taking fights, and in fact, it's just main now in the 1-on-5 here, people. This game is going to be all done and dusted. Surely no 1-on-5 on the cards here. Let's have a quick look at him to see what he can try and get done from this position. No one over-aggressing from the Make Your Destiny side. They're being a lot more disciplined in this round, that's for sure. As Main doesn't even have the bomb in his possession. He's getting shot in the side, and oh no, it's all said and done here. 16-10 in favour of Make Your Destiny, and they will close the map out. They will go 10-5 in ESEA main and secure that incredible spot going forward into the playoffs. They are going to have such a good chance now. They can get into ESEA Advanced next season, and I think it's pretty evident from how they played here today that they bloody deserve it, people. GG's all round. A great victory, some insane highlight plays from Make Your Destiny players in that game. Really, really exciting one. Thank you very much for joining me this evening, guys. I hope you all enjoyed the game. My name has been Icon Cast, and I will see you in the playoffs, ladies and gents.